Let's start with the big news at this point in time that the Indian Council of Medical Research has said that the rapid antibody kits from 1-4-Biotech and Lives On Diagnostics will be sent back. It has also advised states not to use test kits from these two specific suppliers. So essentially the kits from these two Chinese firms will be sent back. They've been found to be faulty and they show variation in results. Ayushman is joining us for more details. Ayushman, rapid test kits, of course, after initial halting of conducting rapid tests, now this decision has come about to send back the kits from these two particular companies.
Yes, Avni, in fact, we saw over 100 hours of delay in this response because initially a few states, including Rajasthan, they objected to the use of rapid action kits because they said there was something faulty in that and the variance was very high. The percentage of variance was very high, after which the ICMR told that they advised the states for not using the rapid action kit for about 48 hours. And even after those 48 hours, ICMR once again said that there is additional 48 hours needed for assessing the importance at the field level. Now, today, ICMR released an advisory in a way. They said the states that these first lot of kits which came from the two of the Chinese firm. One was Wonfo and the other one was Lives On. Both of these products, the batches were to be returned and they can't be used because they are faulty in nature. Now, this comes in the backdrop of the rising number of positive cases that we have seen in India. But of course, Avni, the rapid action kits were not to be used in India for diagnosis, but they were to be used for the surveillance process. This was the ICMR's statutory advice for all the states. Even during the surveillance process, these faulty kits could not produce the desired results, and as a result of that, now ICMR has decided that these rapid kits will be sent back to China, to the company. And very important to mention here that the government has said that they have not made an advance payment, so there is no point of losing any money. The government has not lost a single rupee.
Yes, absolutely, Ayushman. That, in fact, is the other big point that must be highlighted. The fact that, like you pointed out, no money has been lost. There was no advance payment made either as far as these companies are concerned. So, Ayushman, help us now understand the fact, before we get to the other repercussions of this, there are other states which have also called for rapid action kits, ordered rapid action kits from other parts of the world, such as South Korea and Singapore. What about all those kits? Because the center had halted rapid action kits completely, rapid testing completely, and those kits also had to be validated. Do we know anything about that?
Currently, Tanvi, nothing has been said on the other part of your question, in which we also try to know as to what will happen to the rapid action kits, because which has been procured from the other countries, because 37 lakh rapid action kits have been ordered, Avni, from several countries, and that includes South Korea, that includes Hong Kong, Singapore, and there is a lot that has been ordered from Maharashtra as well. One of the company will be giving that. Now, for now, the ICMR is clearly saying that the first batch which came, which had about 5 lakh of rapid action kits, that lot will not be used because this was first distributed to the states. Several states had demanded, because given the caseload that the states had, the rapid action kits were given to them. These rapid action kits were to be used in the hotspots and the containment zones.
Ayushman, my apologies for interrupting you for just a minute. Let me, in fact, go across to Dr. K.K. Agarwal, former IMA president, who's joining us on the phone line. Dr. Agarwal, thank you for joining us on Mirror Now. Your reaction to this, of course, because the biggest point here is that these kits will be sent back. They were found to have a large amount of variance, and so they are being sent back at this point in time. But what does this now mean in terms of testing? Yes, we do know that this was meant only for surveillance. This is something that has been mentioned time and again by the Health Ministry, by the ICMR. But nonetheless, it was, there was a lot of the states were banking on rapid testing to ensure that the surveillance is carried out.
China controlled its complete epidemic without a rapid test availability at that time. So I don't think so it is going to make a difference. At this moment, we have enough evidence. We need more of a sensitive PCR vans for diagnosis, which again is 30% false negative. So our objective at the moment is more on PCR vans, indigenous PCR vans which are now available. Rapid antigen antibody test is basically more for taking a policy decision, which now is not so much reliable because we know that most of the cases today, 30% of the cases when they are even RT-PCR is negative, they are false negative. I think we start treating the patient and not the test, and we start taking decisions on clinical basis and policy matters on clinical basis, then our dependence only on the test kits. So I don't think so it is going to make a lot of difference on our policies. And in any way, South Korea and India, the kits are being...
All right, Dr. Agarwal, stay with us. Yes.
Yes, I'm there.
Okay, Dr. Agarwal, let me also bring in Dr. Rakesh Mishra, who's as well joining us on the phone line as well. Dr. Mishra, thank you for joining us. Do you agree with Dr. KK Agarwal here, the fact that, it's not going to make that much of a difference if we don't have these rapid test kits, despite the fact that all of these weeks, there was, the states and the center as well were banking on rapid test kits, saying that, it's needed for surveillance. There was a study to check on, community transmission also that has been halted, that was supposed to be done using these rapid test kits. But now that we don't have it, do you think it's not going to make much of a difference? Dr. Mishra, is my voice reaching you? All right, we'll try and reconnect with Dr. Mishra. Let me go back to Dr. Agarwal. So, Dr. Agarwal, the other aspect here, of course, is this other point I was just mentioning with regard to the community transmission study that the ICMR was going to carry out with these rapid test kits. And of course, still now, the center has been maintaining, Health Ministry has been saying that there is no evidence of community transmission at this point in time. But don't you think that kind of a study is extremely crucial given the stage we are at right now?
See, this testing is only going to tell you how much is the prevalence in the society. And we in any way know from the international standards that the prevalence in the society is approximately 10% already. In South Korea, it is 5.7%. So we have to presume, we have models to presume that for every 100 symptomatic cases, there will be one death. So we can calculate the number of cases who are false negative. And for every symptomatic case, there are 50 cases who are asymptomatic. So that assumption you can also calculate by various models available. And based on that, you can base your further strategy.
Okay. All right. Let me also go back to Ayushman at this point in time. Ayushman, if you can take us through what was spoken about at the daily briefing today regarding the rapid test kits here, because now what even Dr. KK Agarwal is suggesting is that it's not going to make much of a difference, and the RT-PCR kit is the one that is most important.
Yes, in fact, Avni, that is the most important point which has to be mentioned here, because the rapid action kits were anyway responsible for only surveillance process, and it was because initially the ICMR has always stated that it is not for diagnosis process, and all the states who were procuring it, because the states on their own were also procuring it. So when ICMR said that they are using it for the overall prevalence, right, they will be studying about that. We saw a few of the health ministers taking it to Twitter, writing to the Union
right.
Health Minister for providing them the rapid action kit, and for that reason only the rapid action kits were being given. Now the first lot which came was in question because few states raised the question, and ICMR was to do a study of
right.
the community outbreak. That study has also been halted because of that.
Right. Yes. Yes, absolutely, Ayushman. Let me go back to Dr. Rakesh Mishra, who's with us on the phone line. Dr. Mishra, if my voice is reaching you, what is your sense? Because, till now we've been talking about the rapid test kits and how it is important for screening, for surveillance, especially in hotspot areas and containment zones. And now that we don't have them, it seems to come across that it's not going to make that much of a difference. Do you agree?
I mean, it has its own value. It will make a difference of some kind, but it will not make a difference in containing the disease. It is not the primary thing for the screening, because we need to know the people who are carrying virus, and so that we can restrict their movement so that they don't spread the virus. The kit doesn't tell anything about virus. It just tells that maybe person had infection, and that's why there's an antibody. And negative doesn't mean that person is not carrying virus. However, having said that, it has a value that it gives a more important information in the context of surveillance. In a particular locality, how many people have got the antibodies already, and hopefully they will be able to resist the virus, and then you can deploy, workforce, keeping these kinds of information in mind. So, but it is always important that the test that you are doing is valid. If the kit is not functioning, the only thing you can do is to not use it and waste time and energy and get information which will be counterproductive.
All right, we leave it there, Dr. Agarwal and Dr. Mishra. Thank you so much for joining us with that perspective, and Ayushman as well. Thanks for joining in. Let's listen in to what Love Agarwal had to say during that briefing earlier today.
Diagnostic kits have a very limited role to play. We have been highlighting to you, explaining to everyone that they have primarily role in terms of either epidemiological investigation or in terms of surveillance. Subsequent to that, based on duly following a process, जैसे कि मेरे सीनियर कोलीग ने बताया है कि हम लोगों ने पूरा प्रोसेस फॉलो करते हुए टेंडर बुला के रैपिड डायग्नोस्टिक किट्स का जो टेंडर फाइनलाइज किया गया आईसीएमआर के द्वारा, जिसके बारे में उन्होंने डिटेल्ड प्रेस रिलीज इशू की है, वह काफ़ी सेल्फ एक्सप्लेनेटरी। अगर मैं शॉर्ट में आपको बताना चाहूँ तो उन्होंने टेंडर बुलाया, टेंडर बुलाते टाइम पर जो ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस ने सेंसिटिविटी और स्पेसिफिसिटी उसके जितने भी इंटरनेशनल सर्टिफिकेशंस हैं उनको सबमिट किया, जिसके बेसिस पर L1 को टेंडर दिया जाता है। टेंडर देने के बाद जब उन्होंने सप्लाई किया तो उसके बाद जब फील्ड पर उनके बारे में कंप्लेंट आई तो आईसीएमआर ने इमीडिएटली रिएक्ट किया। आप सबकी नॉलेज में है, उसके बेसिस पर रिएक्ट करके उन्होंने उनको कैंसिल भी किया और कोई भी पेमेंट उन ऑर्गेनाइजेशंस को नहीं दिया गया है। मुख्यतः जो हमें समझने वाली बात है कि हमारा एफर्ट है कि जो भी किट फील्ड में आए, अगर हम उनको लाते हैं तो कोई ऑर्गेनाइजेशन अगर हमारे को गलत डेटा देता है और फील्ड में वह उसके हिसाब से काम नहीं करता है तो उसके ऊपर रिक्वायर्ड एक्शन लिया जा चुका है।
And with that, let's slip into a quick break. Lots more lined up on the other side. Stay tuned. Breaking news that's coming in. Bihar Chief Minister Nitish Kumar has told Prime Minister that it is impossible to bring back students home from Kota till the centre revises the lockdown guidelines. Those are the details coming in. Remember, this is the attempts to bring back students stranded in Kota. Now, Bihar Chief Minister is saying that until and unless the lockdown in its current form is in place, it is not possible to bring back the students from Kota, and that the guidelines would in fact have to be revised and changed before they can actually bring back students who are stranded in Kota. Those are the details coming in from Bihar at this point in time. Bihar Chief Minister there making it very clear to Prime Minister Modi that Bihar is following the lockdown and will not bring back students from Kota until there is some change in the guidelines and the rules for this particular lockdown at this point in time. Remember, there are several thousand students who are stuck in Kota. Some of them have managed to make their way back home from different states who have arranged for transport for these students. Bihar students who are from Bihar originally and are stuck in Kota are still there because Bihar Chief Minister making it clear that he will not be able to bring back those students from Kota until and unless until the lockdown is in place. Sham joining us on the phone line. Sham, help us understand, what is the reason that the Bihar Chief Minister is making it clear that he will not be able to make that exception for Kota students from Bihar, when we've been seeing in other states who have taken that and made that exception to bring back students?
Well, the Chief Minister of Bihar, Nitish Kumar, has made it clear that as far as the students from Kota is concerned, he clearly said that he's just following the Ministry of Home Affairs instructions and the directions which was given by the central government. The central government has announced a total lockdown. There was no movement of any people, and that was the reason why he said that he was just following those MHA's directions. He clearly said during the meeting that if MHA does any relaxation in those rules, then certainly why only students from Kota, even the migrant laborers who are stuck in different parts of the country will also be brought back. We all know that this is an election year in Bihar, and Nitish Kumar is playing very safely as far as students of Kota are concerned. He knows that once if he brings students from Kota back, there will be a lot of noise on all the migrant laborers who are stuck in different cities of the country, who are also willing to come back. But the Bihar government has clearly has aptly made it clear that there's no question of bringing any people, and that is the reason why Nitish Kumar is now sticking to his point. Clearly, he's very firm on his stand. He's clearly said that these students of Kota should stay there itself, because certainly the number of COVID-19 positive cases in Bihar is rising, and even if the students come from Kota, then certainly they will have to go in for 14 days of quarantine here. So certainly he says that when the state governments are providing all help, everyone is getting all the relief, what is the need for anyone to come back to their own states? They should be where they are. So certainly Nitish Kumar playing very safe as far as the students of Kota are concerned.
Yes, absolutely, Shyam. Thanks so much for joining us with all of those details. Meanwhile, over 12,000 migrant laborers have returned to Uttar Pradesh from Haryana. All of them have been sent to quarantine for 14 days. UP government will set up quarantine centers in all districts. Those are the latest details coming in. Remember, UP Chief Minister Yogi Adityanath made it clear that he will bring back migrants from across the country, migrants from UP who are stranded across the country. The respective states will have to make that arrangement to bring them back. They will then be quarantined in the districts that they're from before being allowed to go back home. Those are the details that had come in, and now 12,000 migrant laborers have returned to Uttar Pradesh from Haryana, and they have been sent for 14 days into quarantine. Alok joining us for more details. Alok, so this is, since UP Chief Minister made that statement that migrants will be brought back and put that process into action, this is now 12,000 laborers from Haryana who have reached Uttar Pradesh.
Yes, absolutely. In fact, this is the first batch of migrant workers who have come from Haryana, and remember, in the coming days from other states as well in the same process, the other migrant workers who are stranded in those states, they will also be coming back. UP government, however, had said that 5 lakh migrant workers are stranded in various other states, and in Haryana only 12,000 migrant workers are stranded, and in the process of 2 days, they have managed to brought back all these 12,000 migrant workers. First slot came yesterday when 2,200 migrant workers came. Now today, in fact, 9,000 migrant workers also came. So 12,000 migrant workers have now arrived to Uttar Pradesh in various districts. Now these migrant workers will be stay in the quarantine for 14 days, and then they will be allowed to go to their homes. And later after that, Uttar Pradesh government had also assured that these migrant workers will also be employed. So we hope they will also get the employment.
All right, Alok. Thanks so much for joining us with those details. More news coming in. Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has appealed to the centre to find a solution to bring back students and tourists stranded in different states. He also said that the states should have more say in deciding where they want to relax or where they should implement strict rules of the lockdown. Sources indicate that the Chief Minister also said that there should be a focus to bring the economy back on track. Those are the details coming in at this point in time. Mayuresh joining us for more details. Mayuresh, take us through what Maharashtra Chief Minister Uddhav Thackeray has told the Prime Minister.
See, Maharashtra CM Uddhav Thackeray got the maximum time because Maharashtra is facing this entire issue, and there are there are big number of cases coming every day from Maharashtra. Two important points he made. That first point which he made, that the state should have kind of a say to decide which part should be locked down and where the relaxation should happen. Also, he clearly said that on one hand, when we are tackling this problem, battling with the coronavirus, but we should also think of getting our economy back on track, and for that we need to form the new policy, and these policies should be kind of a we should consider the coronavirus, the lockdown in the mind, and then we should form these new policies, because this is a time for the reform, and all states should take an example, and they should see this as an opportunity and form such policies which are kind of a people friendly, but they also should follow the lockdown rules and regulations.
All right, Nitish, thanks so much for joining us with all of those details. On that note, time to wrap up this edition of The Big Story. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned tomorrow now.